Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again with Campbell Fitness, and today we're going to take a look at bar positions and how they affect form. So you've probably seen this picture before, the front, the high, and the low bar squat, all as dictated by starting strength. So we're going to start off talking about the front squat here. So as the name implies, the bar is placed in front of you. Now there's different grips you can use for this. We'll dissect those in a different video. But what I want to talk about in these aspects is how it relates to overall form. So here as we go down, what you can see is that my torso is pretty vertical. If I do an overlay here of the initial picture, you'll see that it lines up pretty well. So vertical torso, elbows are up, and we're still getting to parallel or below. So this is the front squat. Moving on, we have the high bar squat. So in this case, the bar rests on the traps. Again, we'll talk about in another video about how to actually grip and make a shelf here. Now for this, what you'll notice is in regards to our torso, we're actually going to be bent over a little bit. However, we're bent over to the point still where our head remains up. So most commonly when people squat, they talk about having your head up, but our torso is slightly bent over and we're still getting parallel here. Now with any of these movements, you're gonna wanna make sure that your neck and your vision are in line with how your spine is, meaning that if your spine is straight up, you're gonna wanna keep your head up. And in the case of a low bar squat, which you'll see coming up, you're actually going to want to keep your head down because your torso is pushed forward even further. So some of you guys have mentioned that in my low bar squats, hey, why don't you keep your head up? I respond because that's actually not proper form. As you'll see here, my torso is pushed further forward, almost more horizontal, so my head is going to be in line with my spine. You'll also notice that I'm keeping my elbows pointed up higher because as I'm going lower and bending over further, I want to ensure that I'm again creating that shelf so the bar stays in place, which is something again that we will be talking about in a future tips video. So the last thing I want to show you guys here again, these three forms, you can see how it differs depending on bar placement. Showing a real shot of all three, you can see the differences if you slow this down a bit or if you want to rewind. Unfortunately, my tempo wasn't the same for all three lifts, so it's a little bit off, but hopefully you get the point and you now know the differences between bar position and how it affects form.